Welcome back, Guardians, to another weapon guide. Today we're gonna take a look at the Raid hand cannon, which in my opinion is really damn good. So today we're going to take a look at the Posterity. Before we start, I would just quickly like to remind you that subscribing to the channel and liking the video is a great way to support the channel itself. By subscribing, you also make sure that you stay up to date on all the latest uploads. And with that being said, let's take a look at the hand cannon. So the Posterity is a precision frame hand cannon. That means that the recoil pattern for this weapon is far more predictable in the vertical axis. It also fires quickly with high accuracy. The weapon stats are as follows. Impact is high at 78, range at 45, stability at 64, handling at 42, reload speed at 61, it fires 180 rounds per minute and can hold 13 rounds in the magazine. Its aim assistance is also fairly high, clocking in at 79. Its zoom is also fairly low, meaning it's a very good close encounters weapon. The zoom itself is only at 17. And as mentioned, it's a precision frame, meaning that the weapon tends to go vertical when firing. So to make it more precise, drag your mouse down slowly to compensate, or if you're playing on console, drag your joystick downwards in a controlled manner. And even though this is a 180, it has some fairly good perks, making it viable in PvE and PvP. Although there is a big issue I have with this gun in PvP, and that is how flimsy it is. If you look at this aim, you can't really see anything. It's too cluttery. Like, you have this red circle and then this red square around it, which blocks a lot of the view, making it hard to actually aim at targets' heads. And not only that, it seems like the scope is slightly higher than it should be, so if you want to hit those headshots, try to align the bottom line against Guardians' heads for guaranteed precision shots. But with that out of the way, and my own opinions about the actual aim out of the way, let's take a look at some objective facts. To start off with, the impact is fairly high, the range is low, and the stability is fairly high as well. But since the range is low and stability is always good to have, I would highly recommend that you go for both range and stability with this gun. But if you're going on PvP, I would say that stability and handling might be the better choice, so you can quick swap into your special weapons. So let's start with the PvE side of things. As always, if you've been watching my videos, you know that I'm gonna go with small bore because it gives you both range and stability and a decent amount of it. Because getting both stability and range is really nice. For the second tier, well, I would definitely go with Tactical Mag. Tactical Mag gives you one more bullet in the chamber, it gives you more stability, and it gives you more reload speed. I mean, what more could you ask for a hand cannon? For the third tier, I would argue that if you go with a hand cannon loader, you don't really need a reload perk here. If you feel comfortable with it, then you can go Feeding Frenzy. Otherwise, in my personal opinion, I would definitely go with one of the new perks. Maybe Surplus, or if you're feeling like you want to try out the Raid perk, then Reconstruction could be really good as well. So my personal choices for this tier would be either Surplus or Reconstruction. For the fourth and final tier, this is also very much up to the wielder. Demolitionist is really good. It would work really well with Surplus since it means you'll have your grenade up more often, meaning you're gonna get the ability to use Surplus as bonus effects more often. Rampage is an all-around good perk since it gives you more damage the more kills you get. Redirection is really good because as soon as you kill red bars, you're gonna get more damage towards yellow bars and orange bars. And finally, One for All, meaning hitting 3 separate targets increases damage for a moderate duration, is also really good. My personal choice for this tier would be either Redirection or One for All. Both of these are 2 new perks and they're really fun to use, so I highly recommend that you get one of these if you want to try it out for PvE. For PvP, as I've already mentioned, we're gonna focus on stability and handling. So for this tier, I would go with Fluted Barrel, since it gives you a decent amount of stability and a really high amount of handling. For the second tier, we're gonna focus on getting more stability, meaning once again, for this tier, I would go with Tactical Mag, since it gives you more reload speed, more bullets in the chamber, and more stability. For the third tier, this is where things start to get different. I would highly recommend that you go with either Killing Wind or Reconstruction for this tier. Reconstruction is great since it's going to automatically reload your weapon when you swap into something else or while you even have it equipped, so it's kind of like an auto-loading holster that works even when the weapon isn't stowed. And for the fourth and final tier, here there are two choices I would go with. I would either go with Unrelenting if you feel like you're getting a lot of kills and you feel like you need extra health. Otherwise, I would go with Opening Shot. Opening shots make your gun way more accurate when you start firing, and it reduces the recoil by a fair amount, so definitely go one of these two. As for Masterworks, for PvE, I would go with either Range or Stability. For PvP, I would go with either Stability or Handling. And as for mods, I would definitely go with something that gives it more damage, so for PvE I would go with minor damage. For PvP, well, I would probably go with backup mag to get more bullets into the magazine, which is really nice. But this really isn't a PvP gun at all, to be honest. It's a 180 hand cannon. It works phenomenally well in PvE, but for PvP it gets outshined by 140s and exotic guns such as Ace of Spades, Malfeasance, well, any gun really that's in the lower fire rate brackets of hand cannons. But for PvE, it's definitely a good choice. Here, the aim isn't really that much of an issue, but as I mentioned, for PvP it's really an annoyance because you can't really see anything when you aim down the sight because there's too much going on in the scope. And with that being said, I want to ask you Guardians a question. What do you think about the Posterity? Let me know in the comments down below. And as always, if you did like the video, then liking the video and subscribing to the channel is an amazing way to show support towards the channel. By subscribing, you're also making sure that you get all the notifications for all new uploads in the future. And with that being said, I want to wish you the very best of your day. This is TCSpectre signing off.